I know what you are thinking. Dragons never existed, right? So how come every civilization has a lore or two mentioning the existence of dragon? The possible answer is that a dragon-like creature once roamed the earth, but is now extinct except for in literature, on screen, paintings and our spawning imagination. Here's a list of 10 most popular dragons of all time. 10. Falco. In the fantasy land known as the Swamps of Sadness, Falco, the marvelous furry luck dragon along with Atreyu, the hero, confronts a number of obstructions in their way to battle the evil Nothing. Falco was one of the few survivors of the Nothing who almost consumed Fantasia, and he helps Atreyu not only by his super-fast flight, but with encouragement and hope. This luck dragon appears in the Never-Ending Story, 1984. 9. Lollipop Dragon. This one originates in a television show, back in 1986 named Lollipop Dragon, The Magic Lollipop Adventure, where Lollipop Dragon along with his gang of friends saves the day following confrontation with Baron Bad Blood. Each time they successfully manage to beat the Baron Bad Blood form, winning the Christmas race, and forcing everyone to eat his liver-flavored lollipops on Christmas. Duh. 8. St. George and the Dragon. St. George is England's patron saint. According to the Christian hagiography, Saint George, 275–303 AD, became a venerated Christian martyr after winning a battle against a dragon, therefore saving thousands of lives. There are many versions of the story of Saint George slaying the dragon, but the most popular one goes like this. It's called Saving the Damsel in Distress. A town that was terrorized by a dragon decided to appease him by offering a princess. Saint George, upon hearing the news, marched towards the dragon's lair and slayed him right across his wings, for the wigs were scaleless and vulnerable. Disney had made a feature film in 1941 based on the 1898 children's story The Reluctant Dragon by Kenneth Grahame. This short story is often hailed as the prototype of most modern stories, where the dragon is depicted as a sympathetic character than a threat. 7. Sapphira. She is the marvelous creation of the American author Christopher Paolini. Though the first book of the Inheritance cycle is named Eragon, after her rider, Eragon, the most important character in the book is Sapphira. She was the one who chose to find Eragon and unleash the potentials within him to fight the evil powers. Lucky chap. Sapphira is not only his partner and friend, she is a guide who gently leads Eragon to the right direction when he's lost. And when it comes to surreal power, she can telepathically connect with her rider and offer the most sophisticated dragon-wise advice. You should get a dragon like Sapphira for yourself. No, seriously. She'll turn your life around. Check out Sapphira, the enchanting blue dragon in the trailer of the feature film Eragon, released in 2006. 6. Masha, the funniest dragon that ever lived. Well, he didn't exactly live, except for in our spawning creative minds. Masha is a red dragon that appeared in the 1998 Disney film Mulan and its sequel. Voiced by Eddie Murphy initially and Mark Moseley later, Masha provides comic relief in the films. He is overconfident, funny, impulsive and selfish. Once he was a guardian of Mulan's family, but was demoted for not being able to protect one of family members. Desperate to rise to his former position, he urges Mulan to join the army and places his life on risk, which he later regrets. Underneath everything, Masha has a good heart and is rather sensitive about his size. He hates being called a lizard. "Hey, dragon. Dragon, I don't do that tongue thing," he says. 5. Fang Foom, the most enduring character of the long-gone age of monsters. Fang Foom had first appeared in comic books published by Marvel Comics created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This kick-ass dragon has a list of amazing abilities, from superhuman strength to extreme durability, regenerating healing factor, acid mist breath, telepathy, supersonic flight via wings, prolonged lifespan, gifted intellect, and as if these weren't enough, he possesses advanced alien technology too. Fang Foom has fought with a number of superheroes like Iron Man, Fantastic Four et al. He ranks 99 in the IGN's list of top 100 comic book villains of all time. 4. Draco from the film Dragonheart. Yeah, I know. You thought of Draco Malfoy in the first place at the name. Dragonheart came out in 1996. Draco, voiced by Sean Connery, was one of the protagonists. This digitally created copper-scaled dragon was back then the finest and most authentic-looking dragon ever seen on screen. Without giving away too much of the plot, let me inform you that in the film Draco was the last living dragon and had managed to incur the wrath of a village. Although he is feared, Draco is actually kind-hearted, very wise, sarcastic and unfailingly loyal. In the film he finds an unlikely friend in a knight played by Dennis Quaid. Yeah, I know. You thought of Draco Malfoy in the first place at the name. Dragonheart came out in 1996. Draco, voiced by Sean Connery, was one of the protagonists. This digitally created copper-scaled dragon was back then the finest and most authentic-looking dragon ever seen on screen. Without giving away too much of the plot, let me inform you that in the film Draco was the last living dragon and had managed to incur the wrath of a village. Although he is feared, Draco is actually kind-hearted, very wise, sarcastic and unfailingly loyal. In the film he finds an unlikely friend in a knight played by Dennis Quaid. 3. Smaug, most popular dragons. Over the years, writer J.R.R. Tolkien has created the most fascinating characters in literature. Smaug, the fire drake, is one of them. He is probably the only dragon that has as many as 15 different names. Smaug the Magnificent, Smaug the Terrible, Smaug the Mighty, etc. He first appeared as an antagonist in the 1937 novel The Hobbit, where he is described as most specially greedy, strong and wicked worm. He lived in a den on the Lonely Mountain, where he guarded all the treasures. This one's a badass, better steer clear of him. And by the way, Benedict Cumberbatch had provided the voice and motion capture for Smaug in Peter Jackson's trilogy. 2. Pete's Dragon, Elliot. How would you like to have an invincible dragon in your house? It really isn't as scary as it sounds, though Elliot's naivety often does causes trouble, but at least he isn't as badass as Smaug. Pete's Dragon is a 1977 live-action/animated musical film from Walt Disney Production that narrates the story of a young orphan named Pete, who enters the fishing town of Passamaquoddy with his only friend Elliot, who protects Pete and occasionally lands him into trouble with the townsfolk. Elliot can make himself invisible and is generally visible only to Pete. 1. Puff, the Magical Dragon. Puff, the Magical Dragon is actually a song sung by Peter, Paul and Mary in 1963, which achieved great popularity and stirred controversy with the idea that puffing the magic dragon had something to do with smoking marijuana. Though the authors of the song have repeatedly rejected this urban legend and have strongly and consistently denied that they intended any references to drug use. The lyrics tells the story of an ageless dragon Puff and his little friend Jackie Paper. When Jackie grows up, he loses interest in Puff and leaves the magical dragon all alone and depressed. The story is about the hardships of growing up.